Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most intense, brutal, and cinematic stories from the Old Testament. This isn't just a tale of kings and queens. It's a story of divine fury, a military coup, and a prophecy fulfilled in the most dramatic way possible. This is the story of Jehu's bloody rise to power and the terrifying fall of Queen Jezebel. Our story begins in a kingdom on the brink. Israel is ruled by King Joram, the son of Ahab, and the infamous Jezebel. For years, Jezebel's influence has led the kingdom away from its traditions, promoting the worship of Baal and persecuting the prophets of God. The prophet Elijah had foretold a grim end for Ahab's entire dynasty, a prophecy of total annihilation. But prophecies can take time. And for a while, it seemed like the royal house was secure. That was all about to change. Far from the royal palace, a young prophet sent by Elisha arrives at a military camp. He pulls aside a commander, a man known for his fierce reputation and reckless ambition. His name is Jehu. In a secret ceremony, the prophet anoints Jehu with oil and declares him the new king of Israel. Tasked by God himself to wipe out the house of Ahab, the mission is clear: execute divine judgment. Jehu wastes no time. He steps out, reveals his anointing to his fellow commanders, and they immediately blow the trumpets, proclaiming, "Jehu is king." The revolution has begun. What happens next is pure, unadulterated chaos. Jehu leaps into his chariot. His driving so famously furious that it became a saying. He drives like Jehu. He thunders toward the city of Jezreel, the royal winter capital. A storm of dust and steel is coming for the throne. Lookouts on the city walls see the approaching whirlwind of chariots. They send out riders to ask, "Is it peace?" Jehu's response is chilling and legendary. "What have you to do with peace? Get behind me. He's not here to negotiate." King Joram, recovering from battle wounds, sees the commotion and rides out with his ally, King Isaiah of Judah, to meet the approaching commander. They meet at a fateful spot, the vineyard that once belonged to Naboth, a man Jezebel had murdered to steal his land. Joram calls out, "Is it peace, Jehu?" Jehu's reply seals Joram's fate. "How can there be peace, so long as the idolatry and witchcraft of your mother Jezebel are so many?" In that instant, Joram knows it's a coup. He screams treachery and tries to flee. But Jehu is a soldier. He draws his bow with his full strength, and the arrow strikes Joram between the shoulders, piercing his heart. The king slumps dead in his chariot. Jehu orders his body to be thrown onto Naboth's land, a direct fulfillment of prophecy. The cycle of vengeance had begun, but Jehu isn't done. He turns his attention to the source of all this corruption, Queen Jezebel. Back in the palace, Jezebel hears the commotion. She knows her time is up, but she doesn't cower. In a final act of defiance, she paints her eyes, arranges her hair, and positions herself at a window, ready to face her killer, not as a victim, but as a queen. As Jehu's chariot rolls into the city courtyard, she taunts him from above, comparing him to a past usurper who also met a grim end. Jehu looks up and shouts, "Who is on my side? Who?" 2 or 3 eunuchs, her own servants, look out from the window. Jehu gives a single, brutal command: "Throw her down," and they do. Her own attendants seize her and push her from the high window. The Bible describes a horrific scene. She plummets to the ground, and her blood splatters on the wall and on the horses. Jehu, indifferent, drives his chariot right over her body. After this brutal act, Jehu calmly enters the palace to eat and drink. Only later does he say, "See now to this cursed woman and bury her, for she was a king's daughter." But when his men go to find her body, there's almost nothing left. The street dogs had consumed her, leaving only her skull, her feet, and the palms of her hands. This, too, was a direct and gruesome fulfillment of Elijah's prophecy that dogs would devour Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Jehu's purge was absolute. He went on to execute the remaining 70 sons of Ahab's house, along with all his officials, priests, and supporters, until no one was left. It was a complete and total cleansing of the old regime, carried out with ruthless efficiency. It's a raw and visceral story that shows just how turbulent the ancient world could be, where power, faith, and violence were inseparable. This tale is a powerful reminder of the dramatic and often brutal narratives hidden within ancient texts. What do you think about Jehu's actions? Was he a righteous instrument of God or a power-hungry tyrant? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into epic historical and biblical tales. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.